everyone, welcome back to Joy and Victoria Dramas. Today we're looking at the upcoming K-drama Four Hands. Two Sonatas, set to premiere on August 29th on TVN and Netflix. The trailers make one thing clear. This is a story about two young pianists, one piano, and the space between perfection and instinct. Song Kang plays Kang Bio, the polished prodigy who has spent his entire academic and performance life ranked first. Jun-young is Choi Jeong-yo, the late-blooming talent who once walked away from the instrument and now returns with a raw, almost confrontational style. Jang Gyu-ri completes the trio as Hong Jae-in, a viola major whose sensitive ear becomes the emotional measure for both of them. The setting is an elite arts high school, the kind of environment where every wrong note can feel like personal failure. What the trailers do well is establish the central tension without forcing romance too early. The first one leans into the literal and metaphorical idea of four hands. The two leads sit at the same piano, trading roles. You take the pedals, I'll take the score, and the imagery is clean and deliberate. The second trailer digs deeper into the psychological cost. Bio's perfectionism starts to look less like strength and more like a cage. Jeong-yo's instinctive playing is framed as both liberation and threat. Lines about hating the piano, then loving it too much, about calculating versus feeling, and about the fear of being second best all land with more weight than the usual high school rivalry setup. That said, the premise is not new. Music Academy dramas have covered prodigy burnout, parental pressure, and the genius versus hard worker dynamic many times. The real question is whether this series will examine what those differences actually cost the characters, or whether it will settle for surface-level contrast. Song Kang has often been cast as the soft-spoken, almost ethereal lead. Whether he can carry the rigid, high-pressure perfectionist without softening the edges will be one of the first things audiences notice. Jun-young looks better positioned for the restless, instinctive counterpart, but the chemistry between them has to feel earned rather than manufactured by the piano itself. Jang Gyu-ri's character is the potential weak point so far. The trailers position her as the one who hears both of them most clearly, yet they give her limited presence. If the series treats her mainly as emotional support or a romantic pivot rather than a musician with her own stake, the triangle will feel unbalanced. Director Park Hyeon-seok and writer Shin are working with a relatively tight 12-episode run. That length can be a strength if the focus stays on the specific pressures of elite classical training and the particular intimacy of four-hand piano. It becomes a limitation if the show starts padding with standard youth drama subplots. The production values in the trailers look solid. The lighting on the instruments, the close-ups of hands, the contrast between formal concert spaces and more chaotic practice rooms. But classical music on screen is unforgiving. If the actual performances do not hold up, the emotional claims the drama is making will collapse. On paper, Four Hands, Two Sonatas has a clear identity and two leads interesting enough to justify the attention. Whether it becomes more than a stylish rivalry story will depend on how honestly it treats the cost of ambition and how carefully it balances the three central characters. The trailers leave the door open for something sharper than the average school music drama. We'll see if the full series walks through it. That's it for now. If you're planning to watch when it drops, drop a comment and tell me which of the two pianists you're more curious about. Like, follow us and subscribe if you want more grounded previews of what's coming. This is Joy and Victoria Dramas. See you in the next one.